What's up, everybody? All right, look, it's a little late. It's anything. If it's a day late, it's a late. It's a late. It's Hawkeye. It's episode 5, man. And by the way, if you're brand new to the channel and you're just checking this out right now, do me a favor. Subscribe. Do that. Hit the notification button also. If you're brand new, hit the subscribe button. If you are already part of this channel and subscribed, hit the notification button so you can get all the reviews and short form stuff we do, long form, all of it, whether it's an interview with Katie Sackhoff or our spoiler heavy review of Spider-Man No Way Home that's coming out this weekend too. Anyway, let's get into Hawkeye because I missed it yesterday. As far as, I didn't finish it because I just didn't have the time to. So I wanted to dive into it and watch it, tried to stay away from spoilers, and glad that I did, obviously. And this, if you didn't know already, this is a spoiler review of it. So if you've been watching my reviews of Hawkeye thus far, I've told you that, it was, to me, one of these things where the tone of it, I enjoyed, I understood. I had questions and kind of some issues with overall character choices, but I'm coming around, especially the last few episodes. I thought that the last episode was the best, and now this one's clearly the best. And it had a lot more depth inside of all the characters and the motivations as we wind down this particular season or this miniseries or whatever it might be. So if you just look at everything with Kate Bishop and things that I had issues with in the past, I think are starting to make more sense to me now, where she's clearly just someone who's trying so hard to be part of all of this. And any fears and things that I had as far as how easily she was joining was kind of put to rest with one particular line of how bad she wanted to be an Avenger and the things that she wanted to do. And she's just sitting back. She realized, maybe I don't belong in this. Maybe I'm getting over my head. Maybe I'm just playing make-believe. But then she ultimately gets involved and helps Clint. And to me, that was pretty great. And the scene with her and Florence Pugh was awesome. It was really good. Her accent, her Russian accent is great. What do I know? You'd be someone, if you're Russian, you could say it's crap. To me, it was great. Tell me if I'm wrong. Anyway, so that whole scene of where she's just like, "Oh, Kate Bishop, you're hilarious," and the way that she's talking to her, letting her know, and even Kate's like, I get it. You're saying my name over and over again because you know everything about me." She's like, "Yeah, I am, but my beef's not with you. My beef's with this guy. I got hired by somebody, and it's a bonus for me because this guy let my sister die, and all the stuff that he did, he is rotten." And she's like, "No, he's not. I love this." Everybody had an issue, and Clint's still dealing with his demons. And his wife, that conversation, the conversation we have every episode with the two of them, she's like, "All right, you got to do your thing. You got to figure this out. I thought it was over." And then he says it. The second he says, the big guy is going to get involved, you're like, okay, well, we know who that is. We find out at the end. And I liked that because we all assumed it. We all knew it. It was just the way I don't mind when there's certain things that people are predicting and thinking, well, obviously he's in it. It's a matter of how do you intro him, and I thought it was great. And the stuff that he did with Maya was real good. He knew that he had to get to Maya in order to give her that kind of redemption, but also tell her, stay away from my family. I had my demons. You have yours. And by the way, they're not telling you everything. And I like that move too, because you could tell from the second they set Maya up that she's not evil. She's just working with hate, and she needs to get out of that. So the one thing that I think we talked about in whether it was last episode or the episode before, that you knew that Mira Farmiga was the bad guy, or at least working with Kingpin. I mean, they set that up pretty easy. Jack, it was too obvious that they're setting up that, no, it's Jack. And she's been setting him up. He's a scapegoat. And you knew the beef that he had with his uncle. If you've been watching these things long enough, you knew it. Again, didn't mind it, just how are we going to reveal it? And the fact that we knew that she was, and even the mention of, well, Natasha didn't make it out, did she? In that elevator scene, whatever she said to him. Okay, they kept setting up these little tidbits. So, and you don't really just put Vermiga as a mom, just a mom in the background. She's going to have more to do. She's just that big of an actress and that good of an actress that you're not going to waste her on that kind of role unless it's more significant. And obviously, this role is more significant. You saw that when you got that text, and she says, I found out who hired me, and I thought you should know it's your mom. She's like, who's this guy? We know, let's see it. And great shot. I love that they didn't have to go into the actual idea of showing a scene. They just did it through the phone. He's like, that's it. That's Kingpin, and it reveals. And we get a reveal now that Vincent D'Onofrio is, of course, part of the MCU as Kingpin. It was rumored. And I think it works, and it puts it together. And they had to introduce all these new characters and a brand new phase for us to start to put past the old and all these new things that they're putting together, and it mixes it all up. I think that this is why I like television so much when it comes to these longer, when it comes to some of these properties, whether it's Marvel or Star Wars, it's because of the development inside of it. And you look at what I was talking about in the first 2 episodes, it's okay, it's fun vibe, I don't know. And now I'm invested. And that's the power of television. That was only a couple of weeks ago, as opposed to having to wait 2 or 3 years before I get another one. Saying I didn't like the first movie. I'm not really excited about the second movie. I'm 5 episodes into this thing, and now I really want to know how it ends. And it's a good story, and I'm attached to all of them at this point. And for those people, and there's still going to be people who just scream to the heavens about what they think agenda is and all that kind of crap. But I think that for most people, if you're looking, Clint had a really big arc in this one of he's still dealing with those demons of being Ronin, and the idea that he's got to make up for all this stuff and the loss. And I loved when he went to the Avengers Memoriam of 2012 and he's talking to Natasha. I was like, they're playing off of his emotional attachment to it, and they also are able to now navigate with what Kate Bishop's doing. So I think it's a nice balance of the two of them. And it's similar to me like what they do in Cobra Kai, where Cobra Kai has this, you can follow the old school characters, whether it's Johnny and Daniel, and then you have the new characters and Robbie and Miguel. And that's kind of what they're doing here. They're giving you the younger kind of generation new school with both Florence Pugh and Haley Steinfeld. And then you got Jeremy Renner as the old guard. So I'm liking what they're doing with this show now. I find myself, it's kind of like must-watch TV now at this point, and they got me. They got me because I was a little skeptical on the first. Not skeptical, I shouldn't say that, but I said this is fun. It was a fun vibe. I can deal with it and just kind of put things. I don't know how invested I am, and I'm pretty invested. Loved it. Loved the reveal of Kingpin. What's he going to do? What's he going to be involved in? How is he going to be involved further in the MCU is the bigger question, right? He's going to have a big role, obviously, in Episode 6, but what does that lead to? Where does it go? And I think that's the power of television. There's more questions now. Where does it go? I think there's more things that we could probably talk about in a few weeks, few months. Look, they already announced it that Charlie Cox is coming in as Daredevil. Kevin Feige made the announcement not too long ago, so that probably plays into it as well. So love this episode. I wonder if you see him in the next episode. I wonder. I don't know. Anyway, a lot going on in this one. What did you guys think? Did you like the episode? I would love to get a conversation going here about Hawkeye episode 5. It wraps next week. So what do you guys think? And it wraps right before Boba Fett, obviously. So I'm digging it. Did you get turned like me? I know that when I saw the comments recently, there were a lot of people who've been on board with this show since the get. So where are you at with it? I'd like to know. If you didn't know, I try to respond to all the comments on the YouTube channel. So please, let's start a nice conversation. Get on in there. And one more time, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for being a part of this conversation. I got a review of Kingsman coming up later. I got a spoiler review of Spider-Man coming up on Saturday. Some people are like, well, why don't you do it on Monday? Because we're doing a spoiler discussion with myself, Winston, and Coy on Monday. So I'm doing my single spoiler review on Saturday. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, stay away from the review. If not, come and check it out. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and we will see you very, very soon. Peace.